Good morning and welcome back to the channel. This morning, as the title suggests, I'm going to discuss 6 health benefits of just going for a walk on the beach. Number 1, we spend most of our lives looking at screens, whether it's our phones, whether it's a computer screen, a laptop. We just seem to sit looking at screens constantly. And what that does to our eyes, we're constantly focusing on the things that are really close to us, and we never give our eyes a chance to focus on the big picture, to see the horizon, to see the vastness of the sky. And I think it's really important to get away from those screens and actually get outside and go for a walk on the beach or the mountains or anywhere where there's a vast open space where you've got to you look out to sea there, you can see a boat out to sea. Your eyes use muscles to focus, and if we don't use those muscles to focus on distant objects every now and then, they atrophy and they waste away. And that's why I think a lot of people get short-sightedness nowadays, because we're constantly just looking at screens and looking at things up close. Whereas in days gone by, people were outside a lot more, they were interacting with the environment more. So that's number 1, eye health. Number 2, not only the sound of the waves crashing on the beach, but that wave action in that white water, it's forming ozone. Ozone is a form of oxygen. I'm not quite sure of the chemical composition of it, but when we breathe in ozone, it stimulates the release of serotonin in our brain. And serotonin, as you probably know, is the feel-good chemical. It's the chemical that makes us feel happy. So number 2 is just breathing in that good salt air with its rich in ozone. And it's a natural mood elevator. Number 3 health benefit is the obvious one, exercise. Walking on the beach is, you've got your own virtual gym. You can walk on the hard sand as I am now, which is relatively easy. You can walk up the beach a little bit, and you can walk on the soft sand, which is considerably more difficult. Or if you want a real workout, go up into those sand dunes and start walking in that soft sand up and down the sand dunes, and you'll get the workout from hell. Back where I have to walk back to the car, there's a sand dune, and I'm reasonably fit now, but it still gets my heart rate going back up the sand dune to get back to the car. So number 3 is the obvious one, exercise. Number 4, foot health. We take our feet for granted, and yet they're our means of getting around. You really don't realise just how important feet are until you have some sort of foot injury. We spend our lives in the modern world with wearing shoes and boots and high-heeled shoes for women, and in reality they're like leather and canvas coffins. We're imprisoning our feet in these artificial shoes and stockings and whatever. Our feet are designed to walk barefoot. You know, our feet are virtually like hands. And if you look at anybody that's got some sort of disability, like they were born without arms or have had some sort of horrific accident, you can see people can train themselves to have amazing dexterity with their feet. You know, because the feet they've got muscles like our fingers. And when you walk on the soft sand, when you walk on the beach, when you walk barefoot, all those muscles in our feet and all those bones are getting used the way they were designed to be, instead of just being stuck in a flat plane in a pair of shoes. Also, of course, walking on the beach, you've got the abrasive effect on the sand, and you're virtually giving yourself a free pedicure. All that soft skin is getting tiny little pieces of soft skin, so that in every footprint you're leaving your DNA in the sand, which might be a rather romantic thought, but just something about walking barefoot. And I've spent most of my life wearing work boots, and now I'm really appreciating the opportunity not to wear shoes. That's number 4. Number 5. Being exposed to the sun and getting some vitamin D. Now, most of us know about melanoma, most of us, especially in Australia, know about skin cancer. And we put on plenty of sunscreen, which I do myself. And we avoid going out in the heat of the day and getting sunburn, because it's much increases the chance of getting a skin cancer. But I think it's got to the point where we cover up so much and we use so much sunscreen these days that a lot of people aren't getting enough vitamin D that you get from sunshine. So for health reasons, even if I wear a wetsuit when I'm out surfing, I'll go for a walk on the beach for half an hour early in the morning without the shirt on and just with a pair of shorts, just to get a few rays of of sunshine, stimulate the vitamin D production, and I think it's a worthwhile health benefit. That was number 5. Number 6, social interaction. It can be very lonely at the moment with COVID and social distancing, and we don't tend to visit people as much. But on the beach, you can keep that 1.5 metres distance. You can do the social distancing thing and still have an interaction with people. You can still have say a cheery good morning, or you can compliment somebody on how cute their dog is, or you see dogs playing, you see children playing and frolicking in the sand, and it puts a smile on your face. It gives a sense of connection to other people. So even though we can't gather in groups and we can't go to each other's houses as much as we'd like, on the beach you can at least get that sense of social interaction. So that's number 6. But there's a bonus one, number 7, coming up. And number 7, a free bonus reason, and that's the sense of connectedness to the earth. When you're walking on the beach and your feet sink into the sand, you can feel the texture, you can feel the different texture as you walk along. There'll be some fine sand, then it'll go to coarse sand, and then you'll find a little spot where there's a couple of little rocks. You've got the water lapping around your ankles. That cold water, it sort of stimulates your immune system, because now we live in such an artificial environment. In summer here in Australia, people go from their air-conditioned houses to their air-conditioned car to their air-conditioned office and back again. They might spend 2 or 3 minutes actually outside in the environment. And then the same in cold climates, if you live in Canada or the US at the moment, or in the middle of winter, everything's heated. You never get exposed to the elements. You're constantly in a comfortable environment. And that can't be good for our bodies. It's not good for your mental health either, I don't think. We are designed to cope with a little bit of adversity. We need to be stimulated beyond just being comfortable all the time. So that's number 7. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe. I made this video mainly for the people that are in COVID lockdown, where they might just be able to watch this video and actually, if they can't get anywhere, if they're within a Yeah, like in Melbourne recently, it was a 5-kilometre limit, so you couldn't go anywhere. A lot of these people in America and in Britain, you're only allowed to go a couple of kilometres from home once a day, so you can't do any of these sorts of things. So that's why I decided to make this video. Hopefully the COVID thing will be resolved. We'll have a vaccine soon. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Besides people that are in COVID lockdown, another reason for making this video was a lady I bumped into a couple of days ago, and she'd been walking the beach, and she'd been up here for a couple of days from Sydney, and she'd had 2 walks on the beach, and she said when I got here I just felt really anxious. She said I've had a constant feeling of a vague sense of disquiet, which I thought was a really good phrase. But she said after 2 days or 2 walks on the beach, walking the full length of the beach like I'm doing now, she said all of those feelings had dissipated. Now she feels 100% better. No pills, no doctor's appointments, no psychiatrist, just a couple of walks on the beach. Now I'm not suggesting that people with serious medical conditions or mental health issues can suddenly just walk on the beach and everything will get fixed. That'd be nonsense. But I think for most people you can dramatically improve your outlook by just doing something like this in nature.